Osama bin Laden. Did President Obama do the right thing in ordering his death?
Oh, you know, I actually endorsed that when I voted for this authority in 2001 to go over and deal with the people that, orchestrated 9/11. So I actually am on record for that. And, you know, overall, I mean, nobody can defend it and say, well, you know, it's terrible that he's dead. So, but I think the process is what I'm so annoyed about. The fact that we didn't do the job in 2001, I really think we had an opportunity. We got distracted. We did not keep the eye on the ball. We went into Iraq and fought a useless, unnecessary war, compounding our problems. And then we went into nation building, and finally we're getting caught up with them. And I think the process could have been much improved. And I keep thinking about, that in the past we have dealt with sovereign nations a little bit differently. When we caught Sheikh Mohammed, it was done with the cooperation of the Pakistanis. That's what they resent. So we've stirred up a bit of a hornet's nest there, and yet in the past they have delivered to us many of these criminals, and we've brought them here, convicted them, executed some of them, and I just think that we should make an effort. But you know, to be
let me interrupt you for a second, Congressman. The White House, the Pentagon, they make the point that bin Laden, even though he wasn't armed, he was resisting when those Navy SEALs killed him.
Yeah, you know, and that's where the problem comes, because at the beginning, you know, there was the great resistance and a firefight, and then you could say little. But yes, that is the case. But I keep thinking about how we got hold of the real ringleader in that, and that was Sheikh Mohammed. And I think he was
Sheikh Mohammed.
Yeah, and he was the real ringleader, and we have him in prison, and we've gotten some information from him. But why should it be automatic that we shouldn't even talk to people? Just think of what happened after World War II. I remember that. I remember the Nuremberg trials. You know, we got the really bad guys that brought on the Holocaust and put them on trial, and they were executed. And we know they're dead. But there's going to be, I think they've set the stage for the conspiracy people to go forever. You know, when was he killed and what happened? And the story keeps changing. I don't think there's anything extremely wrong with suggesting that there could have been another way of doing this and maybe would have settled a little bit better. But my big beef is really the wasted 10 years, 5,000 American lives, $1 trillion, tens of thousands of American casualties, hundreds of thousands of civilian deaths. And we have created a lot of enemies, because that's what the Taliban is all about. They're organized, and they're motivated by the fact that we're occupying their land. So if we don't understand that, and we just keep, you know, like in Pakistan, we both want to be their allies, and we want to help them. We send them money. At the same time, we're bombing them. Even today, a bomb went off from a drone and killing civilians over there. It doesn't always just kill somebody that we determine who's guilty of a particular crime.
Congressman, if you're president of the United States and your military or your intelligence leadership, they come to you and say, Mr. President, we know where Anwar al-Awlaki, the American-born cleric in Yemen, is located, the al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula leader. Or we know where Ayman al-Zawahiri, the #2 al-Qaeda leader, is. And they say, we could get these guys, kill them. What would you say?
Well, I would say where and when and how. If he's in Yemen, I don't think we should violate the sovereignty of Yemen. We should deal with it and come up with it. I mean, to talk about an American citizen and establish a precedent where we just say, well, he's an American citizen, so we'll assassinate him. That is so dangerous as far as I'm concerned. And there are 3 Americans on the list. And now that is policy now. But we need to wake up to this, that you don't casually drift in that, because we know there's a very, very bad guy out there. But, if you work with the rule of law, an American citizen is supposed to at least to have a little bit of his day in court. I realize that they're bad, and I don't care about protecting the bad people. I care about protecting American citizens so that they're never treated this way in court. And we are drifting in that way. When you think about the enforcement of some of our drug laws, how our police barge in houses and shoot people that were totally innocent. So I don't like that idea. I think we should protect the rule of law because we want to protect all Americans, not because we have sympathy for these very bad people.
If you were president, what would you do about Muammar Gaddafi and Libya?
I'd let them fight it out themselves and stay out of there. Why should we go in there and protect the oil interests? We're not in Syria. We're in Iraq because there's oil and there's interest there. So, yeah, we're over in Libya. No, that's an internal fight. It's a civil strife going on, and now it looks like we'll be helping the rebels, and there may be Al-Qaeda there. There's been pretty good hints that Al-Qaeda's involved. I just think the principle of non-intervention, minding our own business, no entangling alliance, don't get involved in these civil wars. That's what George Bush won on in the year 2000. How quickly we forget. The American people like that message. Of course, when they're riled up and they can have a target, they get careless on how things are done because, we can build up so much emotions. But no, we shouldn't be over there. And this is one of the reasons why this country is bankrupt. We spend over $1 trillion a year maintaining our empire, and we're too many places. And I just think, Obama was elected with the idea that he would, end some of these wars, and he's expanding these wars. And I really dread the fact of what's going to come out of Pakistan now. We're going to work to the day that there's going to be a justification for us to invade and occupy Pakistan, because they're going to say, today there's been breakdown and more people killed, and we'll have to go in. And they'll say, well, it's in our best interest. It's a national security interest. We have to go in. And I don't like that. We don't need to be occupying another country. We're flat out broke, and we ought to start taking care of our own business.